Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is not clickbait. I promise you there are actually two more Tiki characters in the lore of the series. They've actually been in 9 games in the series with a couple others that they may have appeared in. So I'm going to chronicle their appearance starting in Crash Bandicoot 1, and I'm going to proceed throughout the franchise and show you their appearance in every game that they show up in. So we're going to go back to Crash Bandicoot 1. So these are the characters that I'm talking about. You can see this one here, he's got fangs. So I'm going to call this one Fangs, and then the one below him has a smirk. You can see a better picture of him here because it shows the whole face and not just the side view of him. So we've got Fang and we've got Smirk. Fang and Smirk appeared in the first level of the first Crash Bandicoot game. And Fang and Smirk show up again in the first level in Crash Bandicoot 2. You can see Fangs over here, and here's Smirk again. As the series progresses, they do have minor differences in the coloration, and some of the design get tweaked slightly, but for the mass majority of their appearances, you can tell it's them. So that was Crash Bandicoot 1 and Crash Bandicoot 2. Did they appear in Crash Bandicoot Warped? They do, in fact. The only appearance they have is in the final battle with Dr. Cortex and Uka Uka. You can see Fang over here and Smirk right there. So out of the first 3 games in the franchise, they appear in every single game. But like I said, they've never been named. And then if we want to go chronologically, we'll go into Crash Bandicoot 4 because it picks up right after Crash Warped. And sure enough, in the first level of the game, here they are. They changed slightly. Their appearance looks a little more cartoony, but you can definitely tell that that is Fang and that is Smirk. So out of the first 4 games in the series lore, Fang and Smirk show up in every single game. I'm going to skip Wrath of Cortex right now because there's no 100% certainty that they are in that game, but I will show you where I think they appeared later in the video, but instead I'm going to continue on with 100% confirmed appearances of Fang and Smirk. So we're going to go to Crash Twinsanity next. Again, they don't look 100% on point, but you can tell that they tried to take the design of Fang and Smirk and bring them into the next generation. So this is their first PS2 appearance. That's Fang, and that's obviously Smirk. So Fang and Smirk continue on into Crash Twinsanity. And that's the confirmed Fang and Smirks for the platforming games. Now I'm going to go and show you their appearances in spin-off games, and then finally after that, I will show you their potential appearances in the other platforming games. So Fang and Smirk in Twinsanity, and then we're going to go to the Game Boy Advance series. You can see that this is obviously Fang. He's got the fangs right there, which would mean that this one is Smirk. At first, I thought these were Fangs, and this was Fang, and that was Smirk, but this is just part of his lip. So this is Smirk, and this is Fang, showing up in Crash Bandicoot The Huge Adventure. I looked throughout Crash Bandicoot 2 and Trance, and I couldn't find them. And then in Crash Bandicoot Purple, I thought I saw them in the tank level, but I wasn't positive, so I didn't take screen caps of them because I just wanted to show their official 100% confirmation appearances in games. So we have those there, and then we're going to move on to Crash Team Racing. So here we are in Papu's Pyramid. I'm sorry for the quality of this image. This is Fang here, and this is Smirk. Those are Fang's fangs, his red tongue and his googly eyes, and this is Smirk. So Fang and Smirk appear again in Crash Team Racing. So that is 7 games that Fang and Smirk have showed up in. There's 2 more spin-offs that I wanted to show you that Fang and Smirk appear in. The next one is Crash Bash. In the Crate Crush level, Jungle Bash, you could see Fang on the side over here and Smirk up in the top corner. So they also appear in Crash Bash. And then their last appearance is in Crash on the Run. So again, you have Fang and you have Smirk. So that's 9 confirmed appearances throughout the history of Crash Bandicoot. Isn't that wild? They were hidden in plain sight. I don't see any wikias on them. I don't see anyone discussing them or talking about them. No one's given them fan names. I don't see any fan art. So as far as I'm aware, this is the first time that anyone has brought them up. So those are the confirmed games that Fang and Smirk are in. And now I'm going to show you possible appearances of them in other Crash games. So Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex is known for not taking any assets from previous games and for having really disgusting models. But I found a level in Crash The Wrath of Cortex that I believe could potentially be Fang and Smirk. This is Fang here. There's 2 fangs and red eyes, and this was Smirk, but it wasn't a good angle, so I got another clip, and this is Smirk. So while no, they don't look 100% like the original versions, I think that this could potentially be Fang and this could potentially be Smirk. If it's not them, that's fine. They've already had over 9 or 8 appearances in the series. So if these are like very low quality versions of Fang and Smirk, I think that would be really neat. And now we have 2 more. This is Crash Tag Team Racing. This is when Radical got a hold of Crash Bandicoot, and they started changing up all the designs of characters. This is in the level Tiki Turbo, and honestly, I don't really think that this is Fang and Smirk, but if you wanted to believe so, I would say that this one is definitely would be Smirk, and this one would be Fang. I know he doesn't have like the fangs coming from the bottom like we normally see, but like I said, once Radical got a hold of Crash, they started redesigning everyone. So this may or may not be Fang and Smirk. And now I will show you the last Fang and Smirk that I think I found in the Crash series. So again, this is another Radical game, and all of the characters were changed in their designs. And when you first start exploring Wumpa Island, you come across these 2 Tikis. And again, they're not 100% the same. However, one looks like Smirk, and that one would be Fang. I know the teeth aren't coming from the bottom, but I think it's pretty neat that we have 2 Tikis, one of which has teeth, Fang, and one that is smirking, Smirk. So that wraps it all up. We have 2 canonical Tiki characters that have been there from the start. I think it's really neat, and I love deep diving into the series and finding obscure things that no one else is talking about. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want more videos like this, or if you have any ideas that you want me to cover, please let me know in the comment section. I release a video every weekend, Saturday or Sunday. It ranges from theories to tier lists, all sorts of Crash Bandicoot stuff. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Give me a like, give me a comment, and we'll see you later. Happy Easter. Good night.